What's going on, everybody watching this? This is my Raw after WrestleMania review. They were in Dallas, Texas for the fourth night in a row. NXT TakeOver Friday, Hall of Fame Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday, and Monday Night Raw in Dallas Monday. So WrestleMania, the hype, WrestleMania week, WrestleMania is over. That's pretty sad, but WrestleMania 33, well, it will come up pretty fast. Because it always does. Every single year, to me, passes by and goes by quick. Anyways, I'm going to read my poll. So this bright white-ass light is on my glasses, glaring, and on my face. My poll, rate tonight's Monday Night Raw, Raw after WrestleMania. I had a 3, 6, 8, and 10 you could pick from to vote. Anyways, 50% is winning. Number 10, people rated this Raw after WrestleMania a 10. 50% of people think it was a 10. 12% think it was a 8. 23% think it was a 6. And 15% voted for that Raw was a 3. I disagree, it was not a 3. And you're stupid if you voted for 3. I always say that because it was not a 3 tonight. Raw was pretty good, except for a couple parts that were slow and kind of boring. Anyways, here we go with my Raw after WrestleMania review. Started off with Mr. McMahon coming out. The crowd, you could tell. If you watched the pre-show, Raw pre-show on the network, I watched a little bit. You could tell the crowd was hype, and they were excited. They were doing chants already. Before Raw even started, they were chanting. They were doing New Day Rocks chants, and they were excited. Vince comes out. Mr. McMahon comes out, talks about how Shane won't be running Raw because he got his way and Shane lost. And then he basically says, Triple H and my son-in-law Triple H is not here tonight because he lost the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then I think Vince was getting ready to leave and stop talking, and the crowd was doing a lot of chants at Vince. It was pretty funny. They started no chants in hell chant. That was funny. And they were also doing other chants. And then Vince, I think was a little bit caught off guard. He goes, "This is gonna be a crazy night tonight. You WWE Universe fans are crazy." And then he goes, "This is gonna be a historic night." And then Shane McMahon's music hits. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to see Shane back on Raw after WrestleMania. I did not expect to see Shane McMahon return and come out. He came out basically, and the guy, Shane McMahon, God bless him jumping off the cell, God bless him for doing that. Thank you, Shane. You are insane, but thank you for doing that. As a fan, I thank you because that spot was insane. Anyways, Shane will do anything. As we saw last night at WrestleMania, Shane will do anything to entertain the fans of the WWE. So Shane comes out. He's walking very slowly. Of course he is. He probably feels like he was hit by a bus. Anyways, Shane comes out and starts getting emotional and starts talking, saying the crowd's chanting, "Thank you, Shane, thank you, Shane." And he deserved that. And then Shane gets emotional, cries a little bit while he's talking and says, no. He goes, "That was the greatest experience, moment of my life in the WWE." I'm sure he meant not in his life, but in wrestling, in the WWE. And then Shane goes, "No, I want to thank all you fans. I want to thank you all for welcoming me back," and stuff like that. And then Shane says, "You were the better man." To his dad, he says, "You were the better man, you won." Even though Vince had nothing to do with it. Undertaker beat Shane. Undertaker was nowhere to be seen on this Raw after WrestleMania, and I did not expect Undertaker to come out. Anyways, Vince then starts, Shane was about to leave, and Vince started feeling bad, started feeling sorry for Shane, because that is his only son. So then Vince goes, wait just a minute, no, you're not leaving. He goes, I'm going to let you run. He goes, I can't believe how much you wanted to win last night, that you jumped off the Hell in a Cell. You must have really wanted it. And then Vince goes, I'm going to let you run Monday Night Raw for the time being, for tonight. I don't know for how long. I think just maybe next week and tonight, and who knows. And then Shane will probably be running Raw, and they'll probably have Triple H and Stephanie return and confront him, because they're the authority. Anyways, so Shane goes, he couldn't believe it. He goes, he thanks the fans, points at the fans, and says he's going to give them a hell of a show tonight. And then, after that segment, opening segment, it was great kickoff to Raw. To have Vince come out first, and then Shane make a surprise appearance. And Vince gives Shane Raw for tonight, which was great. Anyways, up next we had, and this was funny, during Vince and Shane segment, the crowd was chanting, let him run it, let him run it, let him run it, meaning let Shane run Raw. And many chants saying thank you Shane and everything. Up next we had the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. The New Day defending, because last night, for some stupid reason, they did not defend. So, New Day was defending against the League of Nations again, for probably the fifth time, I don't know. League of Nations, Sheamus, Wade Barrett. This time Wade Barrett actually got used and put in a match on Raw, but that didn't end well. New Day comes out. They were super over with this post-WrestleMania fans, post-WrestleMania crowd, because these fans were straight up real WWE hardcore fans. They were loud most of the night. They were very good. Very good crowd. Great crowd. To watch Raw, it was a great crowd. Great crowd reaction most of the night. New Day was super over. They come out, and then Barrett, Sheamus were teaming up to go after the tag titles. New Day wins. Thank God they won, because I don't want them losing the tag titles anytime soon. And then Sheamus is pissed. He gets on the mic and says things need to change. The League of Nations needs to cut out a weak member. And then they grab Barrett. Rusev and Del Rio are holding Barrett, and Sheamus kicks him. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. So Barrett is out of the League of Nations, and pretty soon he's going to be out of the company because he decided to leave and not re-sign. And I'm sure they would have gave him a new deal, but he doesn't want to come back. And I don't blame him for not wanting to come back. Up next, we had, after Sheamus kicked out Barrett of the League of Nations, but I like to call them the League of Booty, because they are booty, the Wyatts come out, lights go out, Wyatt's music hits, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman. Sadly, Luke Harper's going to be gone for a couple months with probably a torn ACL. Bad knee injury he suffered on Raw in a dark match 2 weeks ago, I think. So that sucked for Luke Harper, that he had to get injured right before WrestleMania, because he probably would have been in the Andre Battle Royal, or he would have came out with Bray Wyatt, would have been able to come out with Bray for the Rock segment. So it sucks Luke Harper did not get on WrestleMania. And it sucks that Luke Harper was not on Raw tonight with the Wyatts. But the Wyatts attack the League of Nations, and they go after them. For some reason, I don't know why. I think they're trying to turn the Wyatt's babyface. I don't know. But Bray Wyatt always gets babyface reactions anyway, most of the time. I mean, he doesn't get huge pops, but Bray Wyatt is pretty over. He's very over with hardcore fans. So the Wyatts attacked the League of Booty. I enjoyed that. Bray Wyatt hit Sister Abigail on Sheamus. Up next, we had Vince McMahon backstage by his limo, I believe, and he was interviewed saying, I'm leaving the building because I don't want to be here anymore. Basically, I'm leaving and Shane is running Raw and I don't want to be here. This was stupid. Vince goes, I don't want to be here to see the downfall of Monday Night Raw. Like it could get any worse than 20-minute authority promos? Please. Anyways, Vince leaves in his limo and takes off, and Shane is running things. Up next, we had Summer Rae standing in the middle of the ring in her wrestling gear, and then she cut a promo that wasn't long at all, talking about she's part of Team Bad and Blonde, and she deserves an opportunity, or something like that. So then Sasha Banks, her music hits, she comes out, Sasha gets a huge pop, huge crowd reaction, because everybody loves and respects Sasha Banks. If you don't respect her as a wrestler, you're a fucking idiot, because she's great. Anyways, Summer Rae, Sasha Banks, Sasha gets on the mic, says, why don't we have a match right now? And then a match starts. Sasha Banks wins pretty damn easily, and it was a very short match. But I was happy to see Sasha win, because I'm a big fan of her. Up next, they showed a short video, like a Titantron video of Apollo Crews in action. Then they showed him backstage warming up, and they said Apollo Crews debuts next on Monday Night Raw. Apollo Crews is debuting. So that was great to hear. Great to see Apollo Crews backstage. Apollo Crews comes out, gets a good reaction from the crowd, because he was in NXT since last August. He was pretty over there, but they stopped using him. He wasn't even on TakeOver Dallas for some stupid reason, but whatever. I'm glad Apollo Crews is on the main roster. The guy looks like a star. The guy is a star. He's built like a star that will do very well on the main roster, if Vince pushes him right. If Vince doesn't push him, then he'll fall down to the bottom and be a mid-carder. But in my opinion, Apollo Crews is a main event talent. That guy has a look. He has a talent. He's awesome. He's much better in the ring than Ahmed Johnson was, or he's better in the ring than Baron Corbin. He's better in the ring than a lot of guys. Apollo Crews up against Tyler Breeze. This was a battle of former NXT stars. They even went at it at an NXT TakeOver last year. Apollo Crews wins pretty easily. Did that spinning powerbomb where he was holding him up, spun him around, power into a powerbomb. That was an awesome move. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Apollo Crews wins his Raw main roster debut. That was awesome. Up next, Roman Reigns comes out, and they showed him backstage, said the champion Roman Reigns is coming out next. When he comes out, his music hits, he got booed out of the building probably for the 50th time in his career, or 100th time. He's got booed again. Booed like crazy. And he won't get booed like crazy in every single city and state. He just won't, because there are fans of his, but these hardcore WWE fans, they do not like Roman Reigns, especially as a babyface. Anyways, Roman Reigns comes out, gets a lot of boos. A lot of boos. He calls out, he says, I don't know what his promo was supposed to be about. I didn't even understand it. I thought it was stupid as fuck. First he says, I'm not a bad guy. They're booing him and he goes, take it easy. This is how he sounded to me. take it easy, come on. And then he goes, be nice. I think he said be nice, which was pathetic. I hope that he didn't get that from a writer and read that off a script, what he was saying, because it was pathetic and awful. He says, be nice, come on, leave me alone, quit picking on me, crap like that, which a champion should not be even saying that to a crowd. It makes them look weak as fuck and just pathetic. And then he goes, come on. He goes, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. And then they're booing the crap out of him. And then he got cut off. I was glad he got cut off because Y2J's music hit. Jericho comes out. Jericho, a great heel. Could talk anybody. Could own them on the mic, especially as a heel. So Jericho comes out, tells the crowd to shut the hell up, that he's not here for them. That was pretty funny. Tried to get the crowd. I'm sure they sent Jericho out there thinking that Jericho would get Roman over as a babyface. Well, Jericho can't. Nobody really can. It's too late. It's too late to try to get Roman over as a babyface. Now you got AJ Styles, the #1 contender, going against Roman Reigns. Who do you think's going to be cheered in that match? 100%, no doubt about it, AJ Styles is going to be the fan favorite. And AJ's going to be cheered like crazy against Roman Reigns because everybody is going to want AJ to win. My opinion, AJ going against Roman is the heel. He better play the heel part because he is the heel going against AJ. Anyways, back to Y2J talking. And then Y2J gets cut off with AJ Styles. AJ's music hits. I was happy to hear that. And then Kevin Owens' music hits. He gets a great pop. Great reaction from the crowd. Must have been a ton of Kevin Owens fans out there. Anyways, then Sami Zayn's music hits. He gets a big reaction. And then they're all standing in the ring. All four of them, and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens start brawling. They start going at it because they hate each other very much. So they start beating the crap out of each other. And AJ and Jericho start going at it, and then Roman is just standing there. AJ looks at Roman. Roman goes like this, holds his arms out like, you want to fight? Let's go. So Roman, to me, Roman shouldn't even spoke. He shouldn't have said one word on the mic tonight. He shouldn't even speak in the future. I think when Brock Lesnar takes time off, if he takes time off soon in the entire spring and half the summer, I think they should put Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns and have Paul Heyman talk for Roman Reigns and have Paul Heyman try to get Roman over as a heel. Because Paul Heyman, in my opinion, is the only guy that can get Roman over as a heel. If Paul Heyman starts managing him, he can get him over as a heel. So they better put Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns as soon as possible. Because I don't want to hear Roman ever cut another promo by himself. He's awful. He sounded like he's a crybaby tonight. Bitching and moaning that the crowd's booing him. Why would you even respond? He shouldn't even responded that, come on, come on, I'm a nice guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy. Well, what the fuck are you then? You're a fucking guy that can't cut a promo. That's what you are. In my opinion, Roman's good in the ring. He has the look, but he's a guy that cannot cut a promo. Maybe he should have ate a Snickers, and that would have made him cut a promo, a better promo. Who knows? But they need to put Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns right away, very soon. Maybe Paul Heyman will show up at the next pay-per-view Payback, and Paul Heyman will screw AJ Styles. Who knows? Next was Shane McMahon backstage. And he went up to Roman Reigns and says, hey, tonight there's going to be a fatal 4-way, and the winner will be the new #1 contender for your title. And Roman goes, okay, cool. And He was boring backstage with Shane. Roman was boring, not in front of a live crowd. Roman was still boring as hell. So Shane makes a fatal 4-way for the main event. Great main event that was made. Up next, Baron Corbin comes out, gets his entrance played this time, and gets his own entrance because at WrestleMania he didn't get his own entrance. Baron Corbin comes out, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, takes on Dolph Ziggler. I knew Ziggler was going to get beat down and probably buried, but whatever. Double count out between Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin making his Raw debut tonight. I think he's on the main roster for good, along with Apollo Crews. And probably Enzo and Big Cass also. Next we had a very short promo type commercial for something, I don't remember what. Right before Raw came back on the air, it was a short promo with Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil was shown in it, so I guess he is returned to Raw. Who knows? Even though he's probably not back on the road yet for a month or whatever, till the end of April. But I made a joke on Twitter that Titus O'Neil has returned to Raw because he was shown in a promo video. Up next, we had Zack Ryder come out. Basically, this was like a Zack Ryder celebration for him winning the Intercontinental Championship and having a great WrestleMania moment. Well, then The Miz came out and interrupted Zack Ryder, which I was annoyed. When The Miz's music hit, I was annoyed with him already, and he didn't even say a word. I'm sick of seeing The Miz. The guy needs to go on a vacation. So then Miz talks himself into getting an Intercontinental title shot. And Ryder goes, like he didn't want to defend the title right away. He goes, you're going to have to fight your way to get a title shot. But The Miz talked himself into getting a title shot. So Zack Ryder was defending his Intercontinental title. He won 24 hours ago, or a little bit over 24 hours ago, at WrestleMania 32. So Ryder's doing his first title defense against The Miz. Maurice comes out, I think out of the crowd. I don't know where she came out of, but Maurice, The Miz's wife, former Divas champion, Maurice, former Diva Search competitor in 2006, Maurice comes out. She's on the outside of the ring. She goes up to Zack Ryder's father, his real-life father, and she slaps him across the face. And then Zack Ryder got distracted by that. He was staring on the outside of the ring at Maurice like, what the hell are you doing here? And then The Miz, of course, grabs Ryder from behind, hits his finisher, the skull-crushing finale. And right away when The Miz hit the finisher, I knew he was going to win the title. It sucks that Ryder only had a over 24-hour title reign. That fucking sucks. That the title is back with The Miz again. Miz is a 5-time fucking Intercontinental Champion. That's insane to think about. So Ryder loses the Intercontinental title, just like I think Barrett or The Miz won the title at WrestleMania. Then the next night on Raw they lost it. So I'm sure WWE just did this Intercontinental title change for shock value, to shock the fans and have a surprise title change on Raw. But it sucks for Ryder. Really sucks for him. During this promo, before the match, Miz was talking about a title shot. And Ryder goes, you're not getting one, basically, and it sucks to be you, bro. That was pretty damn funny. Anyways, after that, Miz is the new Intercontinental Champion. I don't know why Maurice appeared and showed up and interfered. Maybe she signed a new contract and Maurice is going to return to the WWE. I don't know. Maurice, I think, would be a good manager to The Miz. But I don't know if she should really wrestle, because I don't think Maurice was that great of a women's wrestler. She was good, but she wasn't that great I don't think Maurice would be that great back in the new women's division. But maybe Maurice, if she's back as a manager, I'm cool with that. That would work very well for her to manage her husband, The Miz. So up next we had Kevin Owens backstage promo with Renee Young. He put down Renee Young, said, "You love Sami Zayn, don't you? Because they're both from Canada." Sammy's from Montreal. I don't know where Renee's from. I think Toronto. Or maybe Montreal. I don't know. So Kevin Owens, damn good backstage interview with Renee. Up next, we had the Women's Championship celebration. All the women in the women's division, basically all of them, were in the ring. Standing behind the podium, behind the new Women's Championship. Lita was on the microphone, saying how she had goosebumps and she was so proud of the match they had last night at WrestleMania, the triple threat. Crowd was great during this. I think the crowd really got to Charlotte because they were doing a lot of chants. First they started the, "Hey, we want some Bayley." They started doing that chant over and over. And I agree, I wanted to see Bayley, but it didn't happen. For some reason, we didn't get Bayley tonight. Maybe she's going to stay in NXT. I don't know. Maybe she'll show up at Payback and interfere and attack Charlotte. I don't know where Bayley's going to go. But I'm fine with Bayley in NXT for now. But I would have liked to see her debut tonight on the main roster, but whatever. It didn't happen. I'm not that upset about it because Raw had other good things that happened. So, Charlotte was trying to talk, cut her promo, holding the new women's title on her shoulder. She was saying, "Give it up." I mean, the fans started being disrespectful, and they wouldn't let Charlotte talk. They're being disrespectful idiots, some of them, because they wouldn't let her talk. She is our women's champion. You could respect her a little bit. She's not awful in the ring. She's damn good in the ring. So I thought that was disrespectful and wrong that they were treating Charlotte like shit just because they wanted to see Bayley and they didn't get to. So then Charlotte kept talking and then she turned heel and basically every time they were chanting something she was going woo, woo back at them. It was pretty funny. But then Natalya, Natty got on the mic and she was fed up and sick of it. She said, "Charlotte, you and me had a great match at Roadblock. Why don't you give me a title shot and we can go at it again?" And then Charlotte, as a heel, basically said, "Natty, you've done nothing here and you don't deserve a title shot." And then she put down Natalya and said, "Your family is nothing. Your family is nothing compared to my family." And then Natalya took her down, locked on the sharpshooter, but Ric Flair pulled Charlotte out of the ring. And the crowd was doing some good chants, but they were disrespectful to Charlotte, the women's champion, which I did not like. Because I'm a fan of Charlotte, and she is a champion. You should respect her a little bit. And then some jackass on Twitter, I believe, said, acted like they hate Charlotte. I think they said "fuck her" to me, and well, I blocked that person because that's out of line. That's just stupidity to say "fuck her." You don't know her personally, so fuck you, or fuck you for saying "fuck you" to Charlotte. Fuck you, whoever you were. I think it was a guy that said it. I'm pretty sure it was a guy. Well, his ass is blocked. And he doesn't deserve to read any of my tweets ever again. So, Natalya steps up. She stepped up. I hope they give her a push and give her a run as women's champion. And I hope Natalya and Charlotte have a match at a pay-per-view. Hopefully at Payback. But the crowd was chanting Sasha Banks very loudly. And then they started chanting Becky. They even did Becky chants. And then they kept chanting for Bayley. They wanted to see Bayley. And then they started singing They started singing their song, Bailey, Won't You Be My Girl, which a whole bunch of other words in it I can't even understand, but whatever. So it was a good good women segment. As I said last time, my WrestleMania review, it's going to take a while for me to not say the word divas, because it's still in my fucking head. Up next, we had AJ Styles backstage with Renee Young being interviewed. Good interview with AJ. It was good to hear from him. Up next, we had the Dudleys against the Usos in a tables match. It would have been really boring if it wasn't a tables match. It was already kind of boring. The crowd, when the Usos came out, made their entrance on the stage and did their Samoan dance. I don't know what you call it. Their little Samoan chant. Both of them seemed like they forgot the words and they stopped saying them. And their entrance was just, it was awful because the crowd was dead silent. The crowd was just dead silent for the Usos' entrance. It was damn funny. It was damn funny. Dudley's Usos start. Devon, Bubba laid out on the tables. For the finish, Usos jump off the top and they miss and they go through both tables. I was happy to see that because I'm not a fan of the Usos. And then after they fell through the tables, the bell rang. The timekeeper fucked up. Just like earlier, Lillian Garcia messed up and did a botch on the microphone when she was ring announcing. I think it was during Miz and Zack Ryder. She messed up. I don't remember what she said. I think she might have called the Miz Intercontinental Champion when he wasn't. So Lillian kind of might have spoiled the Intercontinental title match. Anyways, Dudley's didn't win. When the Usos jumped off the top, they didn't even win yet, and the stupid bell rang. So that guy fucked up, whoever the timekeeper was. Maybe he'll be fired by Vince. I'm not saying he should be fired. He shouldn't be, but he messed up. And then either Bubba or Devon grab one of the Usos, throw him in the corner through the table, and then the match ends. And Bubba Ray goes to the outside of the ring on the apron, screaming at the timekeeper, yelling, "Now you ring the bell. Now you can ring the bell. Now you ring the bell." That was funny. And I'm sure Bubba was pretty pissed about that. Botch ringing a bell. Up next, we had Sami Zayn be interviewed by Renee Young because they were interviewing everybody in the main event. Sami was being interviewed, then he was viciously and brutally attacked by guess who? His arch rival, Kevin Owens. Brutally attacks Sami Zayn backstage, beats the crap out of him. Refs try to break it up. Sami Zayn gets attacked even more by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was a crazy man backstage. Takes out Sami Zayn. So I expected Sami Zayn to not be in the main event. Now, on to before the Sami Zayn interview where he was attacked. The Dudleys were still in the ring. When we came back from commercial, the Dudleys would not leave. And then I expected this. Enzo, Amore, his music hits. Big Cash is with him. No Carmella, sadly. I'm sure Carmella's backstage because she was at WrestleMania with her boyfriend Cash. Or Colin Cassidy, whatever you want to call him. So I'm sure Carmella's backstage. I don't know why they didn't send her out there. Because she's over and she would have got them even a bigger pop being out there. But for some reason they didn't want to use Carmella. I don't know why. Maybe they don't think she's ready to be on the main roster, but she should be there as a manager to Enzo and Cash. She's a part of their group. She should be with them on the main roster, I think. She doesn't have to wrestle. She should have came out there with them when they made their debut. Their music hits, their arena explodes. They go insane. Because Enzo and Big Cash are so over. Especially Enzo Amore. That guy is so fucking over, it's insane. I've never seen somebody as over as him, except for probably Daniel Bryan. So Enzo Amore, The guy's a good wrestler. He's not great, but he's a good wrestler. But he is super over. He's so over, he could win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and the crowd would be happy about it, and they wouldn't mind. So, Enzo, Cash make their debut. Enzo absolutely destroys and tears apart the Dudleys on the microphone. It was so good. It was fucking awesome. Enzo Amore owned the Dudleys. He kept talking. He kept doing all his catchphrases. It was fucking epic. In the beginning, he did his catchphrases. That I'm a certified G, bona fide thug, and you can't teach that. It was awesome. Awesome stuff that Enzo and Cash did during their entrance. And then, talking in the ring, Enzo completely destroyed the Dudleys on the mic. And then the Dudleys were pissed. They had enough. And Bubba says to Devon, we're going to the ring, let's go. They get in the ring, or they get on the ring apron, and they go like this. We're not fighting you, and they get off the ring apron. That was a great move by the Dudleys, because it's more build-up to wanting to see the Dudleys fight Enzo and Big Cash. So I'm glad the Dudleys didn't even touch them. It was a good move as heels by the Dudleys. As I said, it was fucking epic to see Enzo and Cash make their Raw main roster debut. It's about time. Those guys are so over. They deserve to be on the main roster. Hopefully they'll be the WWE Tag Champs in 2016, I hope. So now, after Kevin Owens destroyed Sami Zayn, I was expecting Sami Zayn was not going to be able to be in the main event. And he wasn't, because everybody came out and Sami Zayn was supposed to come out last. Well, Lillian Garcia says, I've been informed Sami Zayn cannot compete, but there is a replacement that Shane McMahon has found, and here he is. And then his music hits, the siren hits, the crowd pops, they go insane. This was awesome as fuck. It was great to see Cesaro return. Welcome back, Cesaro. Very happy to see Cesaro back and be put in a Raw main event. That was great. And Cesaro had a shot at becoming the #1 contender. The match started. Everybody cleared out of the ring except AJ and Cesaro facing off. This is a wrestling fan's dream matchup, especially if you followed their careers. This is a dream match. AJ and Cesaro start going at it. AJ does his spot, drops down, leapfrog, drops down, drop kick, or whatever the spot is. It's something like that. Crowd popped, crowd loved it. Cesaro looked great. He started off the match with uppercuts on Kevin Owens, European uppercuts. Cesaro looked like he's on his A game, and that he had no ring rust. I'm sure he worked in the rings at the Performance Center. Cesaro's probably been training with other guys, so he had zero ring rust. Cesaro looked great. Cesaro is a fucking star, and they should book him like a top star, and he should be in way more main events, because the fans love Cesaro. He has his own section. Cesaro, to me, is great. Great talent. And if I was running WWE, he'd be pushed to the moon. He'd be pushed as world champion. Or at least he'd be pushed as getting world title shots and being a main event player. So Cesaro returned. It was a great fatal four-way, great main event. Jericho was good. AJ was great. Kevin Owens was great. As a heel, Cesaro was great, returning after he's been out of the ring for a couple months, since I think November. I don't know if Tyson Kidd will be returning this year, but maybe he'll return next. I don't know. Before Cesaro came out, I thought that Bobby Roode might come out and debut, or I thought it could have even been Eric Young or Samoa Joe, but it wasn't. I was happy, very happy it was Cesaro, very happy. Now the ending, the finish, AJ fucking Styles, the phenomenal one. AJ Styles wins and is the new #1 contender. I loved it. I loved AJ winning. Big fan of AJ, always have been. Very happy for him. AJ's the new #1 contender. That is fucking awesome. I loved it. Great ending to Raw. Between after New Day League of Nations, after that match, I mean, Raw got, after Apollo Crews' debut and after seeing Baron Corbin and Ziggler, after that stuff, Raw got pretty boring. But then it picked up. The main event was damn good. Also, Enzo, Big Cash, they debuted. That was damn good. That was a highlight of Raw. The opening was a highlight. Enzo, Big Cash debut was a highlight. Baron Corbin, guy's a good big man. I enjoyed seeing him on Raw. He was a highlight of the show. Apollo Crews was a highlight. And Natalya, WWE giving Natalya some time to talk on the mic. That was a highlight. I hope they push Natalya versus Charlotte at the next pay-per-view. I think it's Payback. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my Raw after WrestleMania review. Raw was pretty damn good. It was way, 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 way better than last week. But this was different. This was Raw after WrestleMania. This was a special Raw. They only do it once a year. There's only one Raw after WrestleMania, and it was tonight. We had Apollo Crews debut on the main roster. We saw Baron Corbin. He debuted at WrestleMania, but Baron Corbin debuted on Raw. Enzo, Big Cash, great tag team, super over. They debuted on the main roster. They'll probably feud with the Dudleys for a month or two. And on SmackDown, we're going to see the debut of NXT Tag Team, the Vaudevillains. It'll be great to see them come on the main roster because they're a good team. They're as good as Enzo and Big Cash. They're probably a little bit better wrestlers than Enzo and Cash, but they're different teams. They have a different style in the ring. It's going to be great to see the Vaudevillains debut on the main roster. New talent. We got Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Enzo, Big Cash, and now the Vaudevillains on the main roster. That's a lot of new talent that can all have good matches with a lot of the WWE superstars that are already on the roster. So I'm happy to see all the new talent be called up. It's going to make the product better and fresh and more exciting because we're going to have different matches more and more. So, hope you enjoyed my Raw after WrestleMania Raw Dallas review. Bye for now, everybody. But first, follow me on Twitter if you don't already. At TNA WWE Guy. Also, follow me at NXT WWE Guy. And next Monday, I will not be doing a Raw review because coming up in the future, I'm not going to do any Raw reviews until a Raw after every pay-per-view. I will do a review then for Raws after pay-per-views. And maybe some Raw reviews coming up before SummerSlam I'll do. But I only did Raw reviews every week before WrestleMania because it was before WrestleMania. So, hope you enjoyed this Raw review. And I'm not going to do another unless something big happens before Payback. And I doubt anything big will. But I will do a Raw review after Payback. That's the next Raw review I will be doing. Tomorrow I'll be doing my new show, my new series. I'm going to make a playlist. It's called The Countdown. My top 10 ECW best ECW pay-per-views. Ranking them top 10, in my opinion. And I'll do another Ask Me. Another video of people on Twitter that ask me questions that I will answer. I'll do that video tomorrow. So, 2 new videos tomorrow. Bye for now, everybody.